You remember how popular and powerful the Backfire was last season? Well, I'm here to tell you that this season is even stronger than ever. We are still going to be sitting at 2 million armor, hitting well over 1 million per shot. And not only that, we're going to stack up payment in kind faster than ever with a 30% rate of fire, meaning that the faster you can stack it up, the more damage you're going to do, and the quicker you're going to run through content, and you're going to make legendary feel like you're playing on heroic. And I can tell you right now, you're going to have a lot of fun because this is a A1 build this season.
Did I just respawn again?
What's going on, Dags? If you're new to the channel, welcome to Die Again Gaming. I'm your host, Nox, where my favorite thing to do is respawn, and it's not because I'm good. If you haven't guessed yet, this video is going to be about the Backfire and how we're going to be super tanky and how we're going to hit like a truck and we're going to claim all the cheeks available. I'm going to keep the video sweet and to the point. If you got any questions about how this build works, or you have questions about like substitutes and stuff like that, or different variants of the build, drop a comment below and I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. And if you want to ever see more gameplay of the build videos that I'm posted, I am always going to be playing the builds live before I post the video. That way I could give you my honest opinion about the loadouts that I'm sharing with you and tell you where I would play them and where I wouldn't play them, and give you a couple of their strengths and weaknesses. And the theme of this season is that I've been saying, especially on my lives, is if it has a trigger, you can point it, and if it shoots, it's going to melt. All weapons are going to be broken this season. We get 30% damage, we get 30% rate of fire, we got our passive modifiers that are really solid, and all the active modifiers are really good and add a lot of damage and versatility to the loadouts and game styles and play styles, whatever you want. So I encourage you to try out different things and different loadouts that you normally wouldn't play, because I've been having a lot of fun, especially with like status effect builds. If you see my last one with the Iron Long, normally I wouldn't play something like that just because the weapon damage is kind of meh. But this season, like I said, if it points and shoots, it's going to melt. And specifically with the Backfire, you already know it's a very powerful gun, especially with its talent payment in kind, which gives you that critical hit damage. And we're going to be able to stack that up even quicker and faster thanks to the 30% rate of fire. And you really don't even need Hasbro when you're running the Backfire, just because when you get to 100 stacks, and the Backfire has 50 rounds in the mag, so pretty much in 3 clips you should be at 100 stacks. You don't even have to really worry about bleeding twice. And as long as you have bonus armor, armor on kill, armor regen, you don't have to worry about dying from those bleeds anyways. And the only reason why I have hazard protection on this loadout is because I'm going to only ever play this loadout in legendary missions. I'm always preaching when it comes to striker builds. I never run strikers in heroic below content, because you're literally never going to have your strikers fully stacked out, because you're just going to kill everything. And in heroic below content, you're going to end up with a lot of wasted damage. And if you're doing open world stuff, you're going to pretty much kill everything before you can even stack anything up. And that's when I would rather run a loadout where I get a lot of upfront damage instead of strikers for heroic and below content. I personally would only recommend running this loadout for legendary content. Builds for legendary is going to always be a little bit different than builds for heroic and below content. It's a lot easier to get away running the striker chest piece on legendary content because the enemies are a lot tankier, so you could stack it up and keep it stacked up for all the encounters. Besides that, there ain't too much new or exciting about this loadout. It's an old blue strikers with the Backfire. The whole goal of it is to stack up both the strikers and the Backfire and do ridiculous amount of damage while being ridiculously tanky. So without further delay, let's get right into the build breakdown. Alright, so for the Backfire build, you just saw me playing on the District Union Arena. We got Gunner Specialization. We got the Backfire payment in kind, gives us all the critical hit damage. ACS 12 to build up our striker stacks. You can use whichever one you want. I have the rock and roll. The sidearm don't matter. I got the tier card custom for the +1 skill tier. That way I can put it in my hand and get a fake charge of my hive if I want to drop it for my teammates. Then I also have the Crusader shield. This is why, oh crap moment, pull it out if I'm about to, you know, get melted by a bunch of chungas or whatever. Then I've got the Memento backpack. It comes with all 3 cores, and it has the talent kill confirm, which gives you both a short-term and long-term buff. You get a bunch of weapon damage, you get bonus armor, you get armor regen, skill efficiency. This thing is a real good beast when you want to play a run and gun, close and personal type of build like this. So this season, I have a total of 40% Hasbro on my build. It doesn't matter where you put it. And then with the 10% you get from your watch, I have a total of 50% Hasbro for this loadout. That's more than enough. You could actually get away with even less if you want. Because when you build up the Backfire to 100 stacks, you will not bleed anymore when you reload. So the Hasbro is pretty much just till you get to that point And then Hasbro does help for legendary missions as well. But yeah, for the mask, I got the Y'all piece. And then for the final 4 pieces, I got the strikers. Here's the chest piece, the gloves, the knee pads, and the holster. And I got enough critical hit chance and to get to as close as possible to 60. I'm sitting at 58% critical hit chance and the rest in critical hit damage. And it doesn't matter where you put the critical hit chance. Hasbro just kind of hit the marks that you want to hit. And then for the active modifiers, I like running spiced up because it has a 20-second cooldown. I could pop this in almost every single section of the map, especially for all the Trongas, and just again face tank them and melt them. And then for the passes, I got Rupert's Tear, Keep Out, and Stepping Stone. But yeah, man, this is the Backfire build. It's still good like last season. All we did is change out a bunch of critical hit damage for weapon damage pretty much. This is kind of pretty much how I ran it last season. I didn't have any Hasbro on the build outside of the passive modifier, but this season I put the Hasbro on my actual build. But like I said, you don't really need the Hasbro because once you get to 100 stacks with the Backfire, you won't bleed anymore when you reload. Alright, y'all, that's it for this one. Alrighty, Dags, let me know what you guys think and what you would change about this loadout. And let me know if you enjoyed the new format for my content and build breakdowns, where I'm going to go through the key points and I'm not going to try to explain everything. For me personally, when I'm watching videos, I want to get to the point fast and I don't want any fluff. And yes, there's going to be like a lot of little things and what ifs and one-offs and all types of loadouts and builds and guides, specifically when it comes to expertise. You can see my build breakdown when I'm looking at the guns to what my expertise is. I don't think it's going to be that important for me to give you a disclaimer. Hey, by the way, I'm an expertise 30, 28 or whatever. So my damage numbers might be different than yours. That's just me personally. Let me know if you agree or not. And if you got any recommendations or tips on how to improve my future content, always share. And as always, if you made it this far, make sure to like the video, drop a comment below. And if you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. That's all for now. Get up there and clap them cheeks. Damn, brother.